been trying to tell you guys this whole time how corrupt all of these things were, and here we are.
It is not our responsibility to fix something they spent years intentionally trying to destroy. Unity can only happen in a country when you have a people who agree on what the outcome should be. Well. It's Thursday. Patriot Source Podcast, episode 11. Holy crap, we're on episode 11. This has been so much fun. I hope you guys are having a blast. I'm not going to show you guys the logo yet because I have a surprise for you, SK. I showed Nom, but you weren't here yet. SK just kind of sauntered in like 7 minutes.
I was late. I'm sorry. I was sitting there like trying to post that promo video that I made like for the first time. I was like proud of myself. I sent you guys a text and I was like, I should get some sort of prize for making a promo video, but I was like posting it on Instagram and all that. And then I looked at the time and I was like, oh no, it's like time.
Yep. So I found
special prize for doing a promo video.
Yeah, because I hate making videos.
What do they give people for participation? Do they give trophies still?
I think so. That's a Democrat.
I don't think we do that. Listen, the only trophy that we would give out in this era would certainly have to have a sombrero on it.
Oh, I would take that and some tacos.
Speaking of sombreros, guys, it has been an absolute, I can't say it because my wife will get mad at me. It has been an absolute crap show watching these Democrats just get bodied day after day after day. They used to be good at this kind of stuff, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, it is like full-on kinetic meme warfare happening right now, and the Democrats cannot get out of their own way. It has been so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. Incredible. Guys, we have a massive show for you today, and I got to be honest with you. I got like 4 pages. No, I'm kidding. 4 sentences on my outline. That's it. 4 sentences, because we're just going to fly from the hip tonight. We're just going to have some fun because there is so much content out there today to just have a blast with, and we're going to do that. And the first thing I got for you, by the way, did you guys all notice what I called the video tonight? Did you see that? It's called the Chuck U. Schumer Showdown or Shutdown Show. The Chuck U. Schumer Shutdown Show. I will.
Now, SK, do you know where that comes from? That you know where that Chuck U. Schumer comes from, SK?
No, I just thought it was a play on the F word.
It is.
It is.
El Rushbo. He used to call
like
Chuck
North.
No, Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, I used to listen to him when I was a kid.
Limbaugh used to call him Chuck U. Schumer. Yep.
Chuck U. Schumer. So he will forever be referred to as Chuck U. Schumer. And really, we should start calling him Timu Obama's little minion, because Timu Obama absolutely owns Chuck U. Schumer right now. Have you guys noticed that Chuck U. Schumer doesn't go anywhere? Doesn't go anywhere without Timu Obama standing right over his shoulder.
It's true.
I don't like Timu.
I call him Alibaba. Obama, because I think it's funny.
I mean,
I don't like Alibaba, nor do I like Timu. It is dollar store. It's dollar store Obama. Timu,
I can get behind dollar store.
But
Obama.
the dollar store is like American,
right?
I can get
behind that. So is what's his name?
All right, guys.
He's not supporting America. He's not America first.
Well, that's true. That's true.
All right. So for this episode and this episode alone, I had a very, very special logo made tonight. Now, I did not go to my good friend to have this one done. I made this myself, and you will be able to tell because the quality it's a Patriot Dad special. But I have a new logo. It's a special logo just for today. Just for today. Check it out. Look at that.
Hey, that's good. I like that.
Look at it. Do you see that?
Use that. We should use that.
It's got the sombrero. It's got the mustache, which is going to be the Trump administration official meme for the rest of this month.
At least as long as this shutdown, the Chuck U. Schumer shutdown goes, that should be the logo.
It should absolutely be the logo.
I feel like we definitely need some margaritas and tacos, and we definitely have to use that for Cinco de Mayo.
I was trying to find my sombrero, but it's buried somewhere and I couldn't find it. Nom, you have a sombrero, don't you? You should go get your sombrero.
I don't have a sombrero. That sombrero is now up in Oxford, Mississippi at frat parties.
That's probably where it belongs.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to start with this. So today, when I was plugging away, being productive, unlike most of our government who really doesn't do anything and doesn't provide any real value. So I had Mrs. Patriot Mom do me a favor today. I wanted her to call the federal government and see if she could get a hold of anybody. And I had her record it for me. And do you want to hear what she heard when she called them? This is the funniest thing in the world.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line.
Hello, America. This is White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt. Democrats in Congress have shut down the federal government because they care more about funding health care for illegal immigrants than they care about serving you, the American people. Until Democrats vote for the clean, Republican-backed continuing resolution to reopen the government, the White House is unable to answer your call or respond to your questions. We look forward to hearing from you again very soon. And in the meantime, please know President Trump will never stop fighting for you. Thank you, and God bless you.
That's the message you hear when you call the White House.
This administration is the best we have ever had in my life.
We don't deserve them. We don't deserve them, honestly, at all. I mean,
we are in full-on kinetic meme warfare right now. It's so important that this is the type of war that we wage that I even brought out the hat. This is the Trump mugshot hat. Do you remember when they arrested Donald Trump last year and they thought that they had won something, that they had finally gotten him? And then what do? Because we're really good at this. We freaking turned it into hats. We turned it into hats because this is the type of warfare that works. Because remember, Saul Alinsky rule number 4. Do you guys remember what that rule is? Everyone in the comments, do you guys remember what rule number 4 is?
Ridicule is man's most potent weapon.
Ridicule is man's most potent weapon because you can't argue with the truth. You can't argue.
Now, Patriot Dad, Mrs. Nom wants me to remind you, and I think I'm going to have to remind you of this for the rest of our lives, that there was a time where you were anti-Trump. You were never Trump. And she is the one who brought me on the Trump train. And then I brought you on the Trump train. And I told you, listen, you don't understand exactly how funny President Trump is. President Trump is hilarious.
Yeah,
he's absolutely hilarious. And the only reason that I knew that, and I told you that, was because Mrs. Nom told me. She has loved President Trump since he was on the cover of the Inquirer when him and Ivana were getting divorced. If that takes you back how far she has been a Trump fan. She has tweets saved on her phone right now from like 2011 because they're so funny. I'm not even kidding.
The guy is a genius. He's a freaking comedian. He's hilarious. And that's why they can't handle him. SK, I'm sorry. You look like you're getting ready to say something, and we all continued to talk over top of you. And I don't want to keep doing that. So what were you going to say?
You guys are fine. I think my internet's messing up.
Got it. All right. So speaking of Trump being funny, have you guys been paying attention to how this government shutdown has played out? Donald Trump, being the absolute troll master that he is, kicked off the kinetic warfare that we are all experiencing, enjoying, and loving right now in probably the most epic way that you could ever imagine. You see, Democrats were running around for the last week, basically gaslighting the living bejeebas out of the American people, changing the goalpost, moving the goalpost, changing the narrative over and over again. And Donald Trump, because he is a master at this, decided we're just not going to play this game. And instead, we're going to do it our way.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too. No.
And they will. They already did.
That is so funny.
And this has, and you guys know this, most of you guys know this, but I don't, unless you are actively engaged in the social media world, you probably don't know how far this has gone. And we're going to kind of demonstrate how good at this we really are over here on the MAGA side of things. So this was the first salvo, the opening salvo. And what happened after that? Well, Hakeem Jeffries decided to go in front of a camera and whine like a little girl.
The worst thing he could have done. Literally the worst thing he ever could have done. Is go out
Whined
and cry.
like a little girl.
It's racist.
I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty darn racist when somebody stands up there and wants to reject being included in part of the Hispanic culture, because that's all Donald Trump's trying to do. I mean, the Democrat Party clearly has made a decision. I called this a week ago. And I effectively said, look, the Democrats are going to have to make a choice. You got one of two choices. Either you choose the American people and the federal workforce, which are getting ready to face a massive reduction in force. And we're going to talk about that a little bit too. Or you pick illegal immigrant healthcare benefits, because you can't do both. And what do you think they chose? What did they choose, SK?
They chose to not keep the government going and to not choose Americans.
They chose illegal immigrant healthcare benefits.
Well,
Yeah.
they've chosen illegal immigrants, period.
Exactly, not Americans. They chose illegal immigrants over Americans.
Because they have the numbers, right? They understand the demographics. American citizens, by and large, are moving away from the Democrat Party. You can see it in their polling. You can see it in the approval ratings. You can see it in the approval ratings of their media source, of their mainstream media outlets that push this garbage. You can see it everywhere. This is a multifaceted reason why they've chosen illegal immigrants over Americans. One, apportionment in the census, period, right? It's voting power, it's electoral power. And two, they think that they're going to take back the House, the Senate, the White House, and they want amnesty for all of these people because they think they're voters at the end of the day.
That's right.
It's
That's
never, they're never going to stop trying to create both of those situations, because Americans don't vote for this shit anymore.
That's right. And so following Donald Trump's incredible troll with that video, the left lost their ever-loving minds. Apoplectic. Like, Blue Talk exploded. These people couldn't handle it. And Hakeem Jeffries runs out in front of the cameras and the microphones and challenges Donald Trump and basically says, say it to my face. So, of course, because we're better at this, we just kept going because we're really good at it.
The next time you have something to say about me, say it to my face.
Deport all illegal aliens. I repeat, deport all illegal aliens.
You can't beat that.
That's hilarious. And the Democrats don't have a sense of humor at all whatsoever.
No, because you know what? We would not be in a kinetic meme war if they had a sense of humor.
No, it wouldn't be
that
fun.
First video, if Hakeem Jeffries, if Dollar Store Obama hadn't come out there crying on national television at a press conference, crying about having a sombrero and a Carlos mustache, this never would have continued. It would have
it's not like they haven't been taught how to do this. I mean, what did JD Vance do? Do you guys remember when that meme started flowing around of JD Vance and like that bloated picture of his face with the beard and the curly hair? What did he do?
He changed his profile picture, didn't he?
He embraced it.
Yeah.
And he just said, this is going to be fun.
Charlie Kirk did the same thing after the South Park episode. He was like, actually, that was pretty good. And he changed his profile picture to the character from South Park.
Well, understand. These are the same people that think Jimmy Kimmel's funny, right?
Yeah.
So they have no sense of humor. They don't actually know what comedy is anymore. They've lost it. And they lost it years ago when they went woke with political correctness, where comedians weren't allowed to say anything funny, because comedy that's partly racist. It's partly politically incorrect. It's all of those things, and everybody can get behind it.
Well, that's the thing about comedy, though. It doesn't work unless there is a vein of truth to it. Comedy is not funny unless you can relate to it. Unless you hear something funny and you're like, yeah, that makes sense because it's true.
Because many truths are said in jest.
Amen to that. So, all right. So let's continue this conversation because I think people need to truly understand just how bad it's getting for the Democrat Party, how bad it is. So next thing Donald Trump did, because, you know, he's not the type to back down. Well, he just decided to keep going personally.
Video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
I am not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit. It's getting old, homie. My name is not Dollar Store Obama. Okay, pendejo? Órale! Arriba!
Órale!
Arriba!
Arriba! Órale! Órale!
Some of these, this is the first time I've seen it because I've been busy the last couple of days. I had never seen that one. That was hilarious.
I've got some surprises for you today then.
Oh,
We're just gonna kind of sprinkle some of this genius into the show because we're here to have fun today. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a good time. Donald Trump is the best at this, but you know what? He wouldn't be good at it if we weren't good at it too, because he's not the only one doing this.
Well, Trump isn't making these. People are. MAGA's making them. Right.
Did you guys see when Trump tried to give the MAGA hats to Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries before that press conference and all that? When they went to the Oval Office to meet with him, and he had the MAGA hats out that he offered to them, and there's the picture of Chuck Schumer. He's got his hands out.
Wait,
like
what? You mean it looked to me like they took them.
That's hilarious.
Trump 2028. Yeah.
And he posted that picture, and Chuck Schumer like has his hands out like this, like I'm not taking that. And then there's another picture from the other side where you're looking at Donald Trump's face, and he's pointing at him and he's smiling, and I cracked up. Donald Trump posted them back to back on Truth Social. It was hilarious.
Folks, if you guys are listening to this but you're not watching it, please do me a favor. When you get somewhere safe, go back and watch this episode because you have got to see the images that are being generated. This is first generation meme warfare, and the left has absolutely no idea how to compete at this. But we do actually want to talk about this shutdown at some point instead of just make fun of these people, I think. Or do we just want to make fun of them?
I mean, make fun of them because they're just gaslighting, right? So we saw the talking points go out. They all they're lying. That person's lying. They're lying. That's a lie. No, we know you're gaslighting.
They're seriously trying to convince MSNPC is what I call it. NPC, non-player character. MSNPC is literally trying to convince people, along with elected officials, that that they have all the votes, that it's Republicans that aren't voting for it. You don't forget they have the majority in the House, the Senate, and they have the presidency. Why can't they get this through? They don't even understand that it takes 60 votes in the Senate.
These people are morons.
Well, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to what I suggested that Trump should have done 6 months ago. Because if you want a lib's head to explode, just go and do all the things that they said that they wanted to do. Do you remember what those things were, Patriot Dad? Do you remember?
You're going to have to refresh my memory.
Blow up the filibuster.
Oh, yeah.
Like they wanted to.
And eliminate the debt. And eliminate the debt ceiling.
And pack the Supreme Court. Just do it because they're going to do it. You might as well do it and get what you want.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yep.
Blow up the filibuster.
Yep.
Do it.
So
and then just shove it all right through. And then on your way out, just kind of put the filibuster back in place.
Yeah. All right. So I got one more and then we'll actually get into some content here. All right. So the Trump, I don't know if this is his TikTok. What account is this? This might be his True Social account. So he kept going.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit You know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Now, I know that that's the same video, but did you guys notice the difference? Did you see that? Every day Democrats keep the government shut down, the sombrero is going to get 10 times bigger because the beatings will continue until morale improves.
That's hilarious. That's
I think it's
actually
the
posted.
sombreros.
I
will
put that
continue.
in there. That I took that screenshot. That's the White House X account. The White
The
House.
sombreros
posted.
will continue until morale improves, Democrats, because that's how we're going to meme. But look, there actually are a few things that we want to talk about because believe it or not, there's actual like content around this whole concept of a shutdown. Now, you guys may remember when this shutdown first came about, when they started talking about it, one of the first things that the Democrats did is they basically said, yeah, we're not going to participate in funding the government unless you give us $1.5 trillion in extra money. They wanted an extra $1.5 trillion for what? Well, to fund illegal immigrant healthcare benefits and to fund NPR and other propaganda arms that have already been removed. So when Donald Trump and the Republicans passed the One Big Beautiful Bill and they defunded these things, the Democrats thought that they could actually begin the process of holding the American people hostage so that they could fund illegal immigrant healthcare benefits again. And then, of course, when that narrative fell apart and they realized that that wasn't going to work, although they probably should have known that on anyway. How did they not know that we weren't going to be okay with that? They started changing the narrative again. And then they started moving the goalpost. And what are they arguing now? They're arguing, well, illegal immigrants aren't eligible for federally funded healthcare benefits. Since when? Huh? Oh, that's right. Since Donald Trump passed the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Right. Yeah, and the Biden administration took advantage of the fact that the law in the INA, it says lawful, and they changed the definition of lawful basically by giving parole, because it includes parolees, it includes asylees, it includes refugees, it includes all of the CHNV program people. I mean, it includes millions and millions and millions of people that came here under the Biden administration.
So I actually caught a video that JD Vance did, and I think it's relevant for us to pull it up and to talk about it, because he actually kind of lays out what the real problem here is. The thing that the Democrats don't think the American people are smart enough to understand. And there's actually more here. So I'm going to lay out more after he's done with this.
This is a Democrat talking point. They say we're not actually trying to give health care benefits to illegal aliens, and here's why it's not true. There are two Biden-era programs that explicitly gave the taxpayer health care money to illegal aliens that we turned off when President Trump took over in January. Program number one is there's a lot of emergency health care at hospitals that are provided to illegal aliens. That was funded by the federal government. We turned off that funding because, of course, we want American citizens to benefit from those hospital services, not to be taxed and then to have those hospital services go to illegal aliens. The second of which is the Biden administration gave mass parole to millions upon millions of illegal aliens, and then they simultaneously made those parolees eligible for health care benefits funded by taxpayers. In the One Big Beautiful Bill, President Trump and congressional Republicans turned off that money to health care funding for illegal aliens. The Democrats want to turn it back on.
That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Both of those statements that he made are absolutely true. One of the biggest wastes of Medicaid money is sending it to the states to cover emergency hospital care for illegal immigrants, because illegal immigrants will go to the hospital. If they need treatment for something, they go straight to the hospital.
Well,
and then we pay for
it's primary care. It's primary care for illegal
primary
immigrants.
care.
Yes. Yep.
It's like what happens. It's exactly like what happens in Canada. Somebody commented on one of my X posts today where I was posting the laws in California and how they expanded their Medicaid program. And they said, I live here. This is 100% true. And the wait times in the ER are ridiculous.
Yep.
But that's just one piece of this. And I'm so glad that finally we have Republicans that are communicating this effectively. JD Vance is probably one of the best communicators ever to step into politics. He's brilliant at this. What the Biden administration did and throughout 2021 to 2025 is they basically played word games with people. They brought in millions, if not tens of millions of what we consider to be illegal immigrants. And they just said, we're not going to call them illegal anymore. So the way that Democrats think that they can get away with this narrative change to say that illegal immigrants aren't eligible for federally funded healthcare benefits is we're just not going to call them illegal. Instead, we're going to call them asylees, or we're going to call them, they're going to have parolees, or they're going to have some type of temporary status.
Parolees, the CHNV program, all these people, the CHNV program, by definition, those people are inadmissible aliens.
Inadmissible aliens. Some of these people, all they did literally was pull up an app on their phone, which is weird. How are you carrying a cell phone with you from, southern South America all the way up into the United States and have the opportunity to log into an app, not have to provide a single shred of verification of who you are, where you come from, no documentation at all. And you walk into the country and they give you temporary work permit. They give you temporary status. They call you an asylee or a parolee. And then voila, you're not an illegal immigrant anymore. How they do it?
I know how they do it. Do you want to know how they have smartphones and all this stuff?
Yeah.
NGOs. Catholic charities, Lutheran charities, Jewish charities, USAID,
we paid
United
for that
Nations.
too, didn't
we
we?
paid for that shit too. Yes.
And UNHCR, this is also UN. This is UN involved on multiple levels, but UNHCR, there's also another NGO that I found today that has 40 other NGOs underneath it. And that's how all this is being funded.
Unfreaking real.
So not only was the federal government funding their free health care as a result of this, we also paid to get them here in the first place. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the absolute psychosis and insanity it takes to just kind of look across the world and say, you know what, I'm going to pluck 15 million people from that region and just.
I heard Trump the other day say 25 million people. I heard Trump say 25 million people the other day. But JD Vance had another message.
Mucho simple. El Democrat Party es mucho retardo, okay? Mucho retardo. Especially el Hakeem Jeffries y el Chucko Schumer. They are extra retardo. So El Presidente and I cannot negotiate with these Democrat retardos. It's imposibly, mucho imposibly. Gracias, amigos. Oh, and make sure you El voto for LJD Vanso in El 2028.
That's so funny.
Sorry, he had something else he wanted to say. By the way, folks, if you are ever the target of a meme war, that is how you respond to it right there. That's how you respond to it. But back to the actual content here. Folks, we literally paid to bring all these people in the country, and then they just waved a magic wand and said, despite what the law says, we're not going to consider you illegal anymore. Therefore, we can make the case that we're not federally funding illegal immigrant healthcare benefits. Except, what's the one thing about money that you can never really change?
Well, it's fungible.
What does fungible mean?
But you can kind of make it flow over here, flow over there. You can hide it over here. It's you can use it for anything that you want. Or if you have money in two buckets and the federal government gives you money to put in one bucket, you could take the money that was in the first bucket and move it over to the second bucket. And then the second bucket could fund the things. So it's basically freeing up money from the federal government. So you can continue. It's being off. It's fungible. I mean, that's what fungible.
It's fungible. Fungible basically means that nobody can really tell you what you do with your money. You can do whatever you want with it. I mean, they can slap conditions on it. They can pretend that there's some type of restriction on how you spend it, but they can't control it, because if you have $100 and someone gives you another $100, you still have $200 you can spend. You can maybe spend your $100 on something else, but you've got that extra $100 laying around. And that is exactly what these states are doing.
Well,
That's
now,
exactly what these states are doing.
Where else did we see this done before? Planned
Everywhere.
Parenthood. Planned
All
Parenthood.
over the place. Anything.
Planned Parenthood. Yes.
Did you guys see this? Federal funds make up over 1/3 of California's state budget. Federal funds make up over 1/3 of California's state budget. What do you think they're doing with that money?
They're not using it to clean up the forests and public lands and fill the reservoirs or clean up the homelessness.
No, they're not. Instead,
well, the homelessness, what they're go ahead.
Just like a lot of other states, 80% of federal funds spent through the state budget support health and human services, which is really weird because the state of California also, at least for a time, I think they may have ended it because it was so stinking expensive, were paying for healthcare benefits for 700,000 illegal immigrants.
It's more than that. And I sent you a screenshot of all of the laws. It started in 2015 and it started in 2015 covering children under the age of 19, regardless of immigration status. And then it slowly changed. The next one was like over age 50. And then they did something else. And the final one was in 2022 when Gavin Newsom in the budget covered all people in the state of California that meet the income requirements, regardless of immigration status.
Oh, that's Rhode Island. My bad. That's not California. Oh, but it's not just California. It's Rhode Island. It's New York. It's Illinois. It's all of these blue states, these sanctuary states, Washington, Oregon. It's these blue states that have figured out that if they can get the federal government, meaning you, by the way, the federal government is you, folks. You guys are the ones who are funding the federal government. If they can get you to look the other way while they take federal dollars into their state coffers, then they can do all this stuff like pay for federally funded healthcare benefits and then tell you, lie to you, gaslight you that it's not actually going to illegal immigrants. They're gaslighting you.
Yep.
They're just flat lying to you. That's the bottom line.
And people need to understand when the Democrats say to you, you know, you're lying and illegals don't have access to healthcare, aside from actually pointing out the laws in these states that they passed to cover illegal aliens on their state Medicaid programs, which are funded in large part by the federal government, you can also let them know that I completely lost my train of thought.
That's all right, because I have a train of thought for you. Are you ready?
I completely lost it. Like, completely lost it. This is why I can't have the comments up.
Fellow Americanos y bienvenidos al cierre de Schumer. That means welcome to the Schumer shutdown. We call it the Schumer siesta, right? It's the Schumer siesta. He put the government on siesta, crying Chuck. And El Hakimo Jefe Jeffries, we used to call him Dollar Store Obama, till we realized he's worth far less than $1. But they put the government on siesta to give illegal aliens your health care. We're not going to let it happen. I looked at both of them. I said, we're not going to let it happen. It's no bueno. I said, it's no bueno. They begged me. They said, but senor, por favor, please give illegal aliens the health care. I said, we're not going to do it. We're never going to do it. It's not going to happen. And they're also very upset about our big, beautiful sombreros. You look at them. These are the greatest sombreros the world has ever seen. We really have the best sombreros, and everybody wants one except Crying Chuck and El Hakimo Jefe Jeffries. They don't want one, but they're going to wear one when all is said and done. We're going to end the siesta. We're going to reopen the government, and we will not give in to the demands of Chuck and El Jefe. We're not going to do that. Thank you. God bless you. Dio lo bendiga. And God bless America. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
You're on mute.
Of course I am. God bless America. And thank you for your attention to this matter. By the way, that was not Donald Trump. That was Donald Trump's most epic impersonator, Sean Farash. Is that how you say his last name?
I think it's Farash. Yeah.
Paresh.
Yes.
Amazing.
He's
But I have
funny.
some good news. I actually have some good news for Dollar Store Obama and for Chuck U. Schumer. I have some really, really good news because they don't really have a say in this. They are going to wear the hat. They don't really have a choice. And they are going to end up wearing it. They don't have a choice.
Nothing to say about me. Cop out through a racist and fake AI video. When I'm back in the Oval Office, say it to my face. Say it to my face.
They're going to wear it whether they like it or not.
What does he think he's going to do if President Trump says that to his face? That's the question I have.
Nothing.
What does he think he's going to do?
He's not going.
He's going to
a
do
damn
nothing.
thing.
He's going to sit there like the low man on the totem pole in that room, and he's going to do fuck all, is what he's going to do. Nothing.
That's right.
You're doing nothing,
actually-
Dollar Store
nothing.
Obama. Nothing.
I do actually have some relevant information to share. Did you guys know that there are now brand new words of the day being created? Did you guys know that? Word of the day is Juno. Why Juno buy my bullshit anymore?
Bullshit.
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 Why Juno buy my bullshit anymore? Why not? Why aren't you buying it? Well, here's why you're not buying it. It's because we actually like to read the legislation that's passed. And when Democrats come out and they make comments about things like, well, we're not actually trying to reinstitute federally funded healthcare benefits for illegal immigrants. Well, it's just a lie. It is a flat out gaslighting lie. So what you're looking at here are actually two images pulled together. The first one at the top is a clip or an image, a screenshot of a section of the legislation that Democrats proposed for their continuing resolution. And you're going to notice it says Subtitle E, Other Health Provisions, Section 2141, the repeal of health subtitle changes. It says Subtitle B of the Title 7, blah, 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 is repealed, and any law or regulation referred to in such subtitle shall be applied as if such subtitle and the amendment made by such subtitle had not been enacted. So what do you think, SK? What do you think Subtitle B is that they're referring to?
Well, in the actual thing, when you pull up Subtitle B, I think there's like 3, but that's definitely one of them. The eligibility, it's the verification. There's a part of it they want to repeal that's for verification for eligibility for benefits, and that's what they want to take out. They don't want people to have to prove that they're citizens in order to get their benefits.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me in the continuing resolution that they're telling the American people doesn't actually try to fund federal or fund healthcare benefits for illegal immigrants with federal funds? It actually repeals the one thing out of the one big beautiful bill that demands verification of eligibility.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yep. There's like, I think 3 things that they're trying to repeal. I think I put it in the Dropbox, but from that section. But the Democrats are using the argument that in the INA, it specifically says lawful, uses the word lawful. But then if you keep reading, it says parolee. It even mentions Haitian and Chilean migrants because that's the CHNV program. It's very specific. It says parolees. I mean, all of it. And so those people are lawful according to the Democrats.
Well, again, there's another trend here. I don't know if you guys are seeing it or not, but removing the verification system is something that they try to do across the board for all of this. I mean, they don't want you to have to prove you're a citizen to vote. Well, it's already illegal for illegal immigrants to vote in our elections. Well, how do we know? Well, I mean, because they're not going to do it. It's illegal. But let's go ahead and remove any verification system to do it, which is interesting because didn't we just see in Des Moines, Iowa, there was a superintendent who completely lied about his background, didn't actually have a PhD. And come to find out, the school board knew in advance he didn't have a PhD. He had a weapons charge, a previous weapons charge. He was an illegal immigrant, and he was a registered voter. How was he? Wait, I thought you said that thing that doesn't happen. Why does it keep happening? Because
it's the same argument that they make all the time about we don't need the SAVE Act because you already have to prove that you're a citizen. You don't have to prove anything. All you have to do is do a declaration. You just have to check a box and sign saying you're a citizen. It's a signature. How many people get arrested for signing on that signature when they're not actually citizens? It's just a signature. Nobody checks it.
Not enough. Not enough.
So this,
and
this
here's
is the
all
thing
I have
that they
to
say
say.
never
Here's
happens.
all I
It
have
keeps
to say. That's all I got to say about that.
That's hilarious.
Did you guys? I want to go back to that Des Moines, Iowa thing. That school district out there. That superintendent.
Don't mind
right?
me. I'm
Because
just having fun over here.
that's okay because that's actually a big deal. Do you know who the woman that's been sort of the face of the school board that's trying to explain away how the school board had the background check and they actually knew in advance that the guy didn't actually have a PhD, completely made that up. Basically, his entire background was fraudulent. Do you know who that person is? That woman with the sort of sandy brown hair or blonde hair? It's Michelle Obama's chief of staff. Is who it was.
Well, that makes sense.
So Michelle Obama's chief of staff, who, by the way, is going to be running for Senate to replace what's her name? Help me out, SK. The army officer. What the heck's her name? With the silver hair. No, from Iowa.
Which state? Oh.
From Iowa. Oh God, what's her name?
All right, I'll find out. You keep going.
Anyway, so she's not running for re-election. So this woman who's Michelle Obama's former chief of staff, who is the head of the Des Moines, Iowa, Joni Ernst. Yes,
I didn't even have to look it up. There you go.
Yeah. So Michelle Obama's chief of staff is now the head of the school board in Des Moines, Iowa, and the school board knew about this dude's background. Some question whether they knew he was an illegal immigrant or not, but they also knew that he actually had not completed his PhD program. So his entire resume was a fraud. It was a lie. And they hired the guy anyway because, he checked all the boxes that you would imagine that Michelle Obama's former chief of staff would want them to check. And then she's going to try to run as a Democrat in that Senate seat, replacing Joni Ernst. Do you think it was an accident that they hired this guy? With that woman?
No.
So the thing that they say never happened.
That's hilarious. That's good. Juan Keen.
I have more. You guys
These
keep talking.
people
I'm
are
just going to
such
start
bigots and racists. I can't believe people are joking about this.
Joking. Neither one of these two are Hispanic. How's it racist? Neither one are Hispanic at all.
Well, what's racist is the fact that they are stiff-arming the Hispanic culture. They are absolutely stiff-arming it. They want no part of it, which is weird to me. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. But so actually, there's some more stuff I want to talk about and serious stuff. So what's been really cool about watching all of this is watching the meltdown from the left, because Donald Trump and his team are taking full advantage of the opportunity that's been given to them by these imbeciles. Did you guys see the post that Donald Trump put out? I think it was late last night or this morning. This post caused Blue Talk to have a coronary. Like people were falling out, driving in their car and walking down the street, and they read this post and they just melted. They melted. He basically used Voldemort in this video or in this post. Like the name that you were not allowed to use. He says, I have a meeting today with Russ Vought. He of Project 2025 fame. He did that on purpose. He did. Not only did he hire the guy on purpose, but he dropped that in there on purpose just to like rub Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck U. Schumer's face and the opportunity they've created. He goes on to say, to determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are a political scam. he recommended to be cut, and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. I say make them permanent.
Yep.
Make them permanent.
Yep.
I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity. They are not stupid people. So maybe this is their way of wanting to quietly and quickly make America great again. President DJT. Now, you know damn well that was actually Trump posting that. He did that himself.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that was
Caroline Levitt and a couple other people stands over his shoulder and they craft this stuff. We've seen him do it before, but I'm surprised he didn't end it with "Thank you for your attention to this matter."
Well,
that's my favorite. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, and that kicked off. I mean, MSNBC just lost their freaking minds over that. I don't know. NPC. That's right. Non-player
MSNBC.
All right, so I got a clip that we have to play of MSNPC, the non-player characters over at MSNPC, losing their mind about it. If I can find it, where's it at? Where'd it go? I know I have it. Oh, here it is, right here. You ready? This is it. I listened to this earlier today.
Let me bring you to today. President Trump posts on social media he's meeting with Vote today, quote, to determine which of the many Democratic agencies he recommends to be cut and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. Is this what Republicans voted for when they voted unanimously to confirm Russ' vote at OMB? Is it?
Yes.
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 What?
Yes.
How are these people pretending like they don't know the answer to this? This is precisely what we voted for. We are not mad about this. Like even a little bit.
Can I tell the audience a dirty little secret? Something that most people may not know. All right. Do you guys remember last year when the whole People's Guide to Project 2025 thing was blowing up and we were exposing the fraud and Mark Elias and all that stuff? And most people publicly were distancing themselves from Project 2025. Not us. Nope.
People accuse me of being paid by the Heritage Foundation.
Nope.
You know how they accuse us of being paid by Israel and Mossad and Russia and all these things? They accused me of being paid by the Heritage Foundation because I was like, for 2 weeks, I said, tell me something in Project 2025 that is bad. I will pull it up. And they would come in with the talking points from the People's Guide. And then I would go directly to Project 2025 and show them that that's not in there at all. They were being lied to. Completely lied to.
See, here's the thing. When you do this type of work like we do, you have to know what the hell you're talking about. So when we found the People's Guide to Project 2025, it actually caused us to go read the real Project 2025. I read every stinking page of that, almost 1,000 pages, read every single one of them.
922.
And by the way, and I didn't disagree with any of it.
Well, it's because you're a fascist, obviously.
Obviously. God, Hitler.
There is nothing
literally
fascist.
Hitler.
Nothing fascist about returning this country back to the Constitution. And that's what the People's Guide for Project 2020, that's what the Project 2025 does. It returns us back to a constitutional republic. But these people absolutely hate that idea. And I'm going to keep going because there's a couple more things in here that you guys forgot to hear. But go ahead, Nom. You look like you want to say something first.
Yeah, I mean, the worst fascists ever that are trying to shrink the government. So bad. We're so fascist. We want to shrink the government down to itty bitty little size.
Make it as small as you can because fascist governments work when they're really, really small.
That's what fascists do. Yeah, that's.
And we want you to have guns. I almost said pews. We want you to have your guns and your free speech, unlike the other party, which is exactly what Hitler would do when he come into power. Take your guns, take your free speech.
That's right. All right, let's finish listening to these idiots over here at MSNPC.
What voters voted for.
Yeah, well, yes to both. I'm sorry, we have a civic responsibility as citizens to fully flesh out what a presidential candidate intends to do. Donald Trump told us that he wanted to be a dictator. Donald Trump told us he wanted retribution. Donald Trump lied about not knowing anything about Project 2025, but as he tweets out today, he's fully aware of what it is because it is executing a strategy within his own administration. There was a lot of BS.
A damn good strategy, I might add. A damn good strategy. Hold on, just a few more seconds.
And lying about what this wasn't. You certainly, on the weekend, we started talking about this a year before we got here. And so the reality of it is here we are. And so to the, incredible reporting by McKay, the reality for the country right now is, okay, if this is the idea to create a unitary executive, which is the power center of all of this, to put all the power of the federal bureaucracy in one person, then what happens in the next election?
I'm stopping right
Hold
there.
on.
This is the part that I wanted to get to.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
The unitary executive. He is the unitary executive. He is. There's nobody else in the entire executive branch at all.
I wanted to stop.
Everybody else, everything else that they do in the bureaucracy flows from him, from Article 2 of the Constitution. Not this. He is the unitary executive of the Article 2 executive branch. Nobody else is.
Literally do a quick civic lesson here, because I am so sick and tired of watching people pretend like they have no understanding of what the Constitution actually says.
That guy used to be the chairman of the RNC, by the way, who used to tell you back in the Bush days, in the Bushy era, that they were a small government party. That guy,
that's right,
there.
That's right. All right, I'm going to read this to you. All right, this comes directly from the Constitution of the United States. Article 2, the executive branch, Section 1, Clause 1, the president's role. Are you ready? This is long, so bear with me here. You're going to have to pay attention. The executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. That's it.
Wait, hold on. Where did you gloss over the fact that it said that there are bureaucrats and there are agencies that the president can't have any control over? Did you miss that part? Because it's in there somewhere, I'm sure.
I mean, I'll read it again.
Where is it?
I'll read it. Let me read it again. Maybe we missed it. I think we might have missed it. All right, hold on, guys. Pay attention. You ready? The executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. Period.
I don't think you're reading the right thing. Are you sure?
Okay.
SK, do you have the real version? Is that the
Can
People's
you pull
Guide
it up?
to the
Maybe my
Constitution?
phone has.
I
think I have People's Guide to the Constitution.
It's the Cliff Notes.
Can you get your pocket Constitution out, please? And can you flip to Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution for me?
It's in the other room.
Okay. Well, here, how about let me click to another URL, because there's a bunch of them here. You ready?
You don't have to, I believe you.
Article 2, Section. Well, this is for the audience, because this is the most important thing you will ever learn about the radical left and how they operate. They fundamentally reject what the Constitution has said and does to create the executive branch. They have fundamentally rejected it. It says, the executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America.
They have not fundamentally rejected it. They have fundamentally rejected it when a Republican is in the White House. That's it. Because they fully accept exactly what that says when there's a Democrat in that White House. Fully.
And they continually vote to give themselves more power and take power away from the president, and the judicial branch continues to allow themselves to have more power, and it's not okay.
So everything that you are hearing right now from these lunatics in Blue Talk, these propagandists, the 1630 fund chorus media paid liars about a fascist state and consolidating power into the executive branch, guess what? The Constitution already did that. The Constitution vested all authority of the executive branch in the president of the United States. Didn't invest any of it in a bureaucracy. Didn't invest any of it in a DOJ and the FBI. None of these, Department of Energy, Department of Education, none of these agencies exist outside of the president of the United States, which means he has the authority to come in and make changes. Period.
And people say, well, how do you feel about that if the other party is in control? I feel perfectly fine
Elections
about
have
that because
consequences.
right. And I feel perfectly fine about it because if the Constitution works the way it's supposed to, there are checks and balances, and those checks and balances are supposed to work. Like our Congress should be, impeaching judges and getting us back to being constitutional instead of putting up every roadblock they possibly can for the elected president of the United States that the majority of this country voted for.
That's right. That's exactly right. Hold on a second. Wait, what is this? Sorry.
Did you notice the JD Vance
Yeah,
picture?
you guys, let me show this to you.
Cabbage Patch.
By the way, this is how you meme. It's okay to make fun of yourself. If you're going to engage in first generation meme warfare, you got to be willing to take a little bit of incoming fire.
First of all, this is not first generation. Okay, this is next generation or third or fourth generation meme warfare.
Okay,
This is well beyond. What? Please, no. This is next gen warfare. This is third or fourth generation meme warfare. We're way beyond first generation. They're doing first generation. I mean, do you have the cat video? Because that's first generation meme.
Oh, that cat.
Do you have the cat
I'm
video?
so glad you
They're
mentioned
so bad at this.
Because that's first generation meme warfare.
So Nom sent this to me, and I about fell out of my chair when I saw this because it highlights how bad at this they are. This is the response, the collective response of all of the consultants, all of the focus groups, all of the SKDK, Blue Talk, all of them. This is their collective response. Are you ready for this? Hold on to your shorts, folks. Hold on to your shorts. This is going to rock.
Agree on what should be funded. Democrat kiddies want you to have health care. Republican kiddies do not. Republican kiddies control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut your health care and give money to billionaires. Democrat kitty tries to negotiate, but Republican kitty keeps running away. He has a vacation to get to. Uh-oh, suddenly the money you pay for your health insurance has tripled. Thanks, Republicans.
That's first generation meme.
Show that response. Show that response.
Don't go to the responses yet. That is so bad. That is so horribly bad. Who were they talking to? I know who they're talking to. Do you know who they're talking to with that?
Yeah. They're talking to the public employee retirees who are being paid $25 to go stand out and hold a sign at an Antifa rally.
The single cat ladies. They were talking to the single cat ladies, who is basically the only part of the Democrat Party that isn't Antifa or Transtifa at this point.
Yeah,
it's
JD Vance
white single cat ladies.
JD Vance should have made a video with that "Eating the Dogs, Eating the Cats" song in response to that video.
Well, they did respond.
Instead,
they
responded, and this is their response.
Yeah, I think eating the dogs and eating the cats would have been better, but
that is third and fourth generation meme warfare. You take that stupid little cat video
and you slap a sombrero on it
and a mustache and some maracas, and you win. It's they didn't even have to animate it at all. It's the cat, the sombrero, the mustache, the maracas. They win, you lose.
All right, so we're running out of time here, and there is one more actual topic that I want to talk about, but I don't have any sources or anything like that. I'm just going to riff for a second. Look, folks, there is an actual reason why the Democrats have decided they need to shut the government down. Yes, they are trying to fund illegal immigrant health care benefits. Yes, they have been trying to fund NPR and all the propaganda machines again. And yes, they are freaking morons and they don't know how to get out of their own way. But there is an actual problem that they are trying to cover up. And it's the fact that Obamacare is literally getting ready to implode. What a lot of Americans don't understand is that Obamacare is collapsing. And if they don't pass some type of extension in order to keep the subsidies in place, the entire legacy of Barack Obama, the bottom falls out of it. See, what folks don't know is that back in 2021, when Obamacare was almost ready to collapse, the Democrats came in with the Inflation Reduction Act, and they slapped on a massive, massive amount of subsidies by increasing eligibility so that just about anybody could qualify for it. And they raised originations or enrollments from 12 million in 2021 to 23 million enrollees. They doubled it almost in 4 years. And the problem that the Democrats are trying to cover up is the fact that in the Inflation Reduction Act, those subsidies only last for 4 years, and they're getting ready to expire at the end of this year. And you are getting ready to see all of those people who were pushed off of their individual healthcare plans and forced into the government-run Obamacare exchanges. They're getting ready to see their healthcare cost go up anywhere from 50 to 100% overnight. That is what they are trying to hide from you.
But I thought that the Democrats didn't like big corporations and they didn't like corporate welfare and subsidies, and they didn't like the wealthy billionaires and insurance companies, and celebrated Luigi and all those things. But what they don't know is that the Democrats were literally screwing them over. And right before the election, they did the same thing with the out-of-pocket prescription drug costs and the fact that the hike in premiums for Medicare was going to be huge. It was going to cause people to be getting less money in their Medicare checks as well, or Social Security checks, because the premiums are paid out of your Social Security. They took all that money from our Social Medicare, or what's it called? What's that fund called? The Medicare fund. But they took it and paid. Yeah, they paid the difference in the premium hike over. Right before elections, because they didn't want people to be getting less money in their Social Security checks right before the elections, because they didn't want to lose.
That's right. Look, folks, Obamacare is collapsing. They know it's collapsing. And not only is Obama's entire legacy going to collapse with it, but you're getting ready to see the actual impact of Democrat policies. Remember Rush Limbaugh's most poignant point he ever made. Democrats want to be judged on their good intentions, not the impact of their policies. And right now you're getting ready to watch the impact of Democrat policies. Obamacare's impact is getting ready to hit, and they had to shut the government down in order to try to put in not only a termed extension, but they're basically asking for a permanent extension to the subsidies, a permanent extension. Do you understand that you're talking about tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars?
No, it's hundreds. Money? I saw the numbers. I think it was $334 billion over 10 years.
$334 billion over 10 years to keep Obamacare afloat. And what was the impact of Obamacare? It ruined health insurance for everybody.
For everybody. Mm-hmm. I dressed up for Halloween that year. I dressed up. I just wore regular clothes. I went to a party and I put a sign around my neck that said, bad idea. And when people asked me what I was, I said Obamacare.
Bad idea.
Win is a bad idea. Halloween is a bad idea.
I did. And when people were like, what is this? I was like, Obamacare.
That's right.
Bad idea.
It's Obamacare. And it's a really bad idea. A lot like this. I hope you guys are having fun, because
they are. I can see them in the chat. They're loving it. Having
generation meme warfare is a blast. But so we're going to have to go here soon. I'm just going to roll through a few things, because you can't leave Beta Boy Newsom out of this.
Oh,
because Beta Boy Newsom thought he could get in on the mix, and he thought that, he could troll better than Donald Trump. So he posted this. Beta Boy Newsom. Here's Beta Boy Newsom's post. It sounds a lot like he's crying. I don't know. You tell me. Manipulating a voice in an ad like this one should be illegal. I'll be signing a bill in a matter of weeks to make sure that it is. And he is signing a bill in a matter of weeks to make sure that it is. He is signing a censorship bill. So because Beta Boy Newsom can't handle a little bit of rules for radicals, rule number 4, he decided that he's just going to take away people's right to speak because that's what actual fascists.
I have a question. Is there a single person that has spent more than 5 minutes on the internet that didn't look at any one of those videos and automatically know exactly what they were? Who didn't? Raise your hand if you're in the chat. If you thought, oh, that looked real. That really looks like Dollar Store Obama and Chuck U. Schumer. Why are they wearing sombrero?
Well, that's all I got to say to him.
That's real. I saw it. I actually took that picture.
That's all I got to say to you, Gavin Beta Boy Newsom. That's it. Hold on. We got more.
Stop it.
Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
Beta Boy Newsom had to get his sombrero. He had to get his little mustache. But this one is super Beta Boy style. I mean, it is colorful. It's got all the colors of the rainbow. Look, he looks like he's getting ready to go out and make some music. But I do have one more. A response to Beta Boy Newsom and his censorship bill. The perfect representation of him. Boom.
No.
There you go.
It's pink with a rainbow band.
Oh, I love it.
Hilarious.
There you go. Beta Boy
so
Newsom.
accurate. It's so accurate.
There we go. Beta Boy Newsom. Look, I still have like another 15 pictures that I can use. I'm out of videos, but I think we need to wrap it up. What do you guys think? Because it's
we need to remember that we have a special guest tomorrow, and we need to remember the Discord because we I haven't checked, but I don't think anybody's posting anything in there or any questions or anything like that. Also, make sure you like this live or the replay if you're watching the replay, and if you're watching the replay, leave a comment. Let us know you're watching the replay.
Folks, this has been a blast. We actually have a really cool episode that we're putting together tomorrow. We're not doing it live, unfortunately, because of a scheduling thing. We have to record it, and we'll try to have it posted for you tomorrow night. But we have probably one of the most important guests that I can think of in the times that we live in. One of the best researchers in the state of Utah, who has been partnering with SK to explore and better understand the radical terrorist organizations and the networks that are operating in the state of Utah. And she is going to join us tomorrow. She wrote an article, posted it on Substack, and we're going to interview her. And I plan on sitting back and letting SK and Lisa just go wild.
It's going to be so good. There's so much information, and we're just going to barely scratch the surface because it's a lot. She did an 11-minute interview this morning with InfoWars, and it's like I can't even tell you how minute amount of information was in 11 minutes. That's how much there is. That's how huge this whole thing is. It's everything.
Massive. It's massive. All right. So JD Vance has a message for us. Ready?
Posting some images of Leader Jeffries and Senator Schumer.
I saw
recently. You've said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but what message does that send? Is it helpful just post pictures of Leader Jeffries in a sombrero if you're trying to have good faith talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions, and even, poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that. Now,
so there you have it. Dollar Store Obama and Chuck U. Schumer. The beatings will continue until morale improves. The sombrero meme warfare will continue, and it will increase exponentially until you guys decide to actually put the American people first. That's all we're asking.
Their party won't. They can't do it. They don't have the Constitution to do it anymore. Let's just own it. So we're just gonna sombreros forever. Everybody gets a sombrero. They get a sombrero. They get a sombrero. Everybody gets a sombrero because these morons will never figure this out.
Hold on. I cannot go without showing you guys.
By the way, we are not good at meeting the hour mark.
There's just too much. I can't
not
go.
Even close.
I can't go without showing you this. I have to show it to you. I have to. I can't help it. That is Gavin Newsom wearing a shirt that says IP sitting down.
Have you seen the one that he's wearing a red shirt that says all, it says like Newsom 2028, I will F this country like I F'd my best friend's wife.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
All right, guys, make sure that if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, that you do it. If you have not yet subscribed to the Rumble channel, that you do it. If you are watching this on Rumble, go to YouTube and subscribe. If you are watching this on YouTube, go to Rumble and subscribe. Rumble, what are you doing? Only at 450 some subscribers. That is wildly unacceptable.
That is
I
very,
posted
very
a
unacceptable.
video. I posted a video on Rumble, and I think it got like 4 views.
Yeah. We need to get Chris. What's his name? Chris, whatever his name is, the guy from Rumble. We need to get Dan
Pavlovsky or something like that.
Hey, Dan, I know you're listening, Dan Bongino. Can you put us in touch with the guy over at Rumble, please, so we can figure out how to get this Rumble channel above 450 stinking subscribers?
I have a feeling he's not going to do that because we only have 450 subscribers.
Yeah, but he was at 450 subscribers at 1.2.
But he was never on 450 subscribers on Rumble. Never.
But we are P1s though. Doesn't that count for anything? Like we were literal P1.
I don't know that we were P1s. 628 is not P1. Like episode 50 is P1. We were like P2s.
All right. Well, P1.5s. All right. Well, that's it, y'all. We're out. We love you guys.
Peace.
See you later.
Peace.
The bullets and the punches and the riots have been flowing in only one direction for too long.
I've been trying to tell you guys this whole time how corrupt all of these things were, and here we are.
It is not our responsibility to fix something they spent years intentionally trying to destroy. Unity can only happen in a country when you have a people who agree on what the outcome should be.